general kind of principles for photographers, videographers, but creatives, because most of the people watching this will want to know, okay, how can I better myself as a creative? How can I better my business? And I think immediately about traveling. A lot of my photography friends, a lot of people watching this, a lot of people that comment on some of my posts are travel photographers, or they travel with brands, clients that need a job doing in somewhere else that isn't either where the photographer lives, right? So two questions. I'll ask you the first question. In the most generic, crudest sense, how can creatives or entrepreneurs, both, how can they avoid burnout?
I honestly feel it on a creative aspect, being in that world very deeply for like maybe 3 years back when I did pick up a camera. It comes back to what I was saying before, is disassociating yourself from the work. Like, you as a human, your value and worth and success as you are in a human has so many different facets than your creativity and your work. It's just one aspect. And I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves to master and succeed in that area, and that stress can lead to burnout. But it's interesting you asked this, because like I was in a startup company working 60, like sometimes we're at 2 a.m. we're finishing an edit and we're doing revisions because something needs to launch. And it was in videography. That was the exact space it was in. And I got burnt out from it. And just speaking from experience, I was so busy creating for everyone else consistently so often that I lost the passion and zest I had for videography. I would say, and I didn't do this, but I would say the thing that led me down that path was not having my own thing. Like, I let my podcast slip away because I focused on their podcast. I wasn't creating any content around the shit that genuinely lit me up because I was so immersed in creating content for them. Like, and I feel like that flow state, which a lot of people listening would get into, like I used to work in construction, get home from work, 8 a.m. on site, gym after work, get home, 6 p.m., eat dinner, and edit till 1 a.m. And like, I'd just be in there. Like, and we're talking like when I first started, like YouTube tutorials, trying to do just a couple cuts, like it's like an hour and a half. And then it was just like, I'd disappear for 3 hours, mentally, emotionally, like, and I'd just be in the edit.
Yeah.
And then I come out and I'm like, done, like amazing. And I lost that when I started doing edits for everyone else, because it was like revision, do this, change this, skin doesn't look right. Like the skin thing was always happening. So it became this monotonous, mundane task of a job and work. And I didn't have that creative expression outside of it. So I ended up just like, I literally got to a point where I just didn't want to pick up a camera anymore. My fiance is an amazing photographer, and we used to shoot each other every now and then. And I just didn't want to pick up a camera anymore. I was like, I don't know if it was like a nervous system response. I was just like, yeah. And literally I stepped away from that company. It could be like 3 years now, and I still have a bit of resistance around it. So my thing, my outlet, my creative outlet was creating programs, courses, coaching. And that was the thing I started to lean into. So the burnout one is like, I don't feel like it's a tick the box, that's the answer for everyone. But I feel like if you do have that creative expression, especially as a creative, to make time and space for that.